Be a good idea. The Sumerians, Jonathan replied, first settled at Eridu in the Ubaid period, about 5300 BC. Did the good Lord not give you a sense of humor, or did you get it shot off? She could see rangers moving to the outside corners of the compound wall, ready to catch any of the squirters who might manage to slip out once the raid began. Humvees and an MRAP sat on the 4 roads surrounding the building, turning the intersections into kill zones covered by mounted M240B machine guns should the enemy bring reinforcements armed with anything heavier than light arms. The Army had assigned a helicopter to the operation, some model she couldn't identify, which was circling at a distance. Marissa would have preferred an AC-130, but she supposed that an airborne howitzer was overkill for this sort of thing. My talents don't lie in comedy. No, they lie in puzzles, she told him. That's why I'm surprised you're still here. The big riddle's been solved. There's no WMD in this country. The only thing left is a big manhunt, and that's not a puzzle. It's just prisoner interviews and tedious grunt work. I've been watching you long enough to know that you don't do tedious. You've been watching me? Langley would recall me if I didn't watch people, she said. But there's a new unit in the Directorate of Intelligence I think you should consider. It's called the Red Cell. George Tenet stood it up right after 9/11. Sounds like they're a bunch of contrary thinkers who don't have to tie every little comment back to some piece of intelligence like the rest of the analysts. I think you'd be happy there. I thought you wanted me around. Marissa looked at John sideways, subtle, hoping he would catch her gaze. Was that one professional or personal? There were very few women assigned to Task Force North. Most of them were from CIA's Special Activities Center, and Marissa Mills was far and away the one who drew the most attention from the men. The soldiers watched her for reasons not remotely professional, and usually came onto her like the D-Day invasion. John was different, always subtle, maneuvering around her. He was a puzzle all his own. She didn't know where she stood with him, but she liked a man who could put her off balance. It didn't happen often. If you're going to stay, I've got some uses for you, she said, choosing her words with care. But I have to think about what's best for my people and not just for me. This is boring stuff. It's going to go on for years. And Sherlock isn't a term of endearment in the DoD. It was one of the more polite names she knew had been aimed at the man lying to her left. Jonathan looked at her sideways, but didn't answer further. I'm surprised you found this one, she said, changing the subject. We've had Mr. Farzad under the hot lights for 3 weeks trying to crack him. The guide saved 50 copies of the same Microsoft Word file on his laptop, and they were all 30 megabytes in size. I thought that was worth a look. But you don't read Arabic. Not a word. Total chicken scratch, he agreed. I do Farsi. And you're not a cyber analyst, Marissa observed. Nope. And you still managed to get enough intel from it to pin this place as an insurgent's weapons cache, she finished. That last bit is yet to be proven, John said. Humility doesn't become you, John. But that was some nice work, she told him. I aim to please. What made you think you'd find something? She asked. Everyone makes mistakes. You just have to find them. That's a happy thought. But you weren't the first one to look at that laptop. Why didn't any of the other guys find it? Marissa asked. John shrugged. The hard drive was stuffed with porn, and not the pretty kind. They were probably too busy with those particular folders. So why were the Word files so large? They all had embedded graphics. That's when I called one of your boys who does read Arabic. Farzad was counterfeiting bills of lading for cargo boxes transiting the Syrian border at Al-Qaim. They had everything listed as medical supplies. My guess is that he was trying to make sure the forms didn't look fuzzy when printed. So some of the Deltas took a day trip and grabbed some of those supplies. Artillery shells, every one of them, all made in Iran. Probably meant for IEDs. Jonathan reached up and adjusted the focus on his field glasses a hair. Marissa cursed. I'd love to grab a few of those Iranian Quds Force officers who are teaching the insurgents how to build them. Send them back to Tehran minus a few choice body parts. No argument here. And all of the crates were addressed to